Welcome to the first video of my Game Flow series focusing on Ramza. I'm starting with Ramza because he's one of the characters who requires a bit more attention to detail. If you want to play him, you have to focus on keeping your buffs up, whether that's Shout or Steal, and that really changes your ability to constantly participate in the fight. So I want to show you how that plays out in a battle. This Ramza has Warrior of Light and Emperor on his team, and he's working with the HP attack Triple Break or Enervate. So he's going to start the battle by getting his charge up, and then he's going to use Shout on himself, and he's going to charge again to prepare a second round of Shout for when the first one runs out. And since he's got Emperor on his team, setting up a barrier for him with his attacks, then that helps him to do that. And so now he's going to opt to stand back and kind of create double shoot pressure with Emperor, while Warrior of Light kind of protects him and looks for his own opportunity to get a hit. This is actually a pretty reliable strategy to see if you can get some early game Brave on your team's side. And you see there he went and used Shout again. He's going to attack the Summon Crystal, and because Titus is coming around the side, he doesn't have time to charge again. He has to do something about that. But he's able to run away, and since he's got space again, he's going to start charging again once you see his buff that's down next to his HP get low. And he's going to run out, and just before he runs out he starts charging so he can get that back. His team still has the formation of my team facing your team, and so he's able to continue to do that pretty safely. And so throughout the match you're just going to see that that's something you're going to want to manage. But again, you have Titus coming around the side, so he needs to put out a hitbox to protect himself and keep him from breaking up the team's formation. He's able to win the confrontation, but with that his team's formation is broken, and he had the opportunity to get a kill, but not only was he hit in the back, but his team took the HP attack. And so now we've got their summon up, and you'll notice that Ramza doesn't have his buff up. So unfortunately he's not going to be able to take advantage of that extra power. So that's something as a player in a team you'll want to think about, like when you're summoning, does Ramza have his buffs or not? And you see he's using Triple Break, but the attack has slow startup and a slow animation that doesn't stop if you miss. So one thing about that is, once you move out of the phase where you're shooting, if you chose to start the fight that way, you're going to have to pull the trigger really fast on Triple Break and not hesitate, as he does a few times in this fight, or you just simply won't get to finish the attack. And you saw he could have gotten a kill there, but Warrior of Light finished his combo, and that's something that's going to happen, I think, a couple more times in this video. But anyway, as you can see, he's got about half the time left on his Shout, but it's fading fast, and he tries to make something out of it, but again, Triple Break has a long startup and Terra interrupts. He goes after Terra for a moment, seeing that she has such high Brave, but he remembers that she has a counter HP and just thinks better of it, looks for another opportunity to make something happen. He catches Bart sidestepping here, and now that the character is down, that's going to give his team the breathing room to allow him to charge. So that's something else to think about. If you ever land an HP attack and put somebody down, or if someone dies, that gives you the opportunity to get your charge back. And now the enemy team has their Summon Core back in play, and so they're going to try to push the advantage. Well, not push the advantage, but he's going to try to keep them from summoning. He's going to move in on Terra, try to make something happen, just be aggressive with the enemy team in general. And while doing that, his buff runs out, but he still doesn't want to allow them to summon, so he kind of stays at the front of his team. He isn't able to get much out of it, but he tries Triple Break again here. His teammate had already followed up, and he eats a Samurai because of it, but in all the chaos he is able to get a kill in. And now Warrior of Light has put Holy Chain up, so it actually would be a good chance for him to charge, but he's going to go for trying to make something happen instead. Once again, he could have pulled the trigger on that Triple Break even earlier than he did, and Terra wouldn't have had the opportunity to sidestep, although she may have just been waiting to see his animation. In any case, being the slow attack that it is, he gets hit in the back by Titus. And now the enemy team is up, and he still is in a situation where he doesn't have his Shout buff. So he's going to make a choice of to just run, to try to defend himself, or to get space and charge it back up. And he chooses to get space and charge it back up, which I think is a smart move. Because it's always nice if you're able to go on the offensive during the enemy team's summon, to try not to let them take complete control of the match. There was just another opportunity where the match could have ended if A, he had either pulled the trigger on Triple Break faster, or if Warrior of Light had allowed him to combo off of him by not finishing his combo. Either way, it didn't happen. And so, again, you're seeing that in this particular situation, he's pretty far back from his team to charge his buff, but his team was able to handle it okay. It's just one of those things where you're going to have to manage your distance and also manage your, manage your distance and also manage when your charge is going to be up or not. And he catches Bartz with his bigger hitbox and is able to wall rush combo off of Emperor's Fireball with triple break and end the match. So that's Ramza being focused on Shout and using triple break. The big things to take away if you're going to focus on Shout is that you can get 2 charges of it ready at the beginning of the match, and then I would think you just kind of want to manage if you're looking at a summon or not, and if you want to have your charge during that. And the big takeaway from triple break is that you need to not hesitate if you see an opportunity to use it. So that's Ramza, and there's going to be another video on Ramza as well, so look forward to that. Until next time, Nameless Heroes.